Greetings, Internet. Welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This will be episode, I'm doing a double check, episode 49 of my playthrough of Shiloh Into the Woods by GMT Games. And the last episode, we had the first activation of the turn by Sherman. It didn't go too well for him, didn't go too bad, but didn't go too well. This episode, we're starting with some unassigned units, which is pretty much some Union artillery that's moving down the rear, and then we'll draw a trit and see what the rest of the episode will tell. So it's a little bit exciting, isn't it? We're not exactly sure what's going to happen. So if you do if you like the videos, subscribe, and any comments, much appreciated, and that's the housekeeping done. But let's go down the map and see. Well, as I say, I don't know what's going on. Let's go have a look. Okay, I've marked 2 stacks of artillery that have been moving along this farm trail. And we've got a problem here that this infantry unit is straddled along the actual road there. If this had been a road that they were moving on, they could have gone through that hex. But it's not. It's a farm trail, so they're going to have to move round it. So let's move them, but it's going to take them a bit of time to do so. Pre-facing change. Am I going to do it the right way? I did. Wow. Okay. So that is 3, 6. That's as far as they can go. Well, they could go there for 7, 8. 2 for clear. 7, 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to leave a little X on them just to remind myself that these are the unassigned artillery. So he can go. Oh, it's 1.5. There's 1.5, 3. That went the wrong way. 3, 6. Can't quite get there. So that's them 2. Now, other unassigned Union units, these 3 infantry, can move, but they can't leave the Pittsburgh landing, this area here, this field, until 10 a.m. So I might as well just leave them there. And other than that, I think that's pretty much the Union unassigned units. Even this battery here is still assigned to Hildebrand, though that will change as soon as there can be an order change. I should have maybe done that last activation, but they were out of Sherman's command range, so he couldn't change their orders. Okay, so that's the unassigned chit. So where's the draw pull? There it is. Let's move that to there, and let's see what we get next. What's Union again? Prentice. Right. Okay. Okay, so Prentice has got 3 chits in the pool, and Peabody can activate in all 3 of those, but Miller, who's down, where has he gone? 2 maps, there it is. Miller is out of command of Prentice, so he's only going to activate on 2 of these activations. But he's got the head start on the Confederates here, so might as well use it. Okay, so we're going to start with Miller's brigade. He's under advance orders. Now, remember, if you're under advance, you can't move and fire. I think you can do a facing change, though, so the artillery can do a facing change and fire. You can't move and fire. So is it worth changing their orders to attack? Because they're going to be facing this lot soon. Change to attack or not? Let's have a look. Let's have a think about this. Okay, let's do some order changes then. So we're going to try and change Miller. His current orders are advanced, and we want to change those to attack. So let's bring the little chart up here. Okay, so that's what we need. 6 or higher. None of these apply. I don't know. Well, let's have a look at Miller himself. Now he's got a 0 on his order change. That's that little 0 at the bottom of his counter. So it's a straight roll. High is good. he's not the only one. We're going to also try and change the cavalry's orders. 7, they change to attack. Okay, so let's flip that. And we'll do it on these counter as well. Oh, there's a place on here that does it. Orders, there we go. Right. Now, Peabody's under advance and he's combat ineffective. So we're not going to change that at all. But the cavalry are under advance as well. We want to change their orders to attack. They rolled a 2. That's not so good. That retains. Yeah, that don't change. That's a shame because I'm going to try a cavalry charge there. Retain. Oh, wait a minute. Brigade is stacked with its divisional leaders +1. So it's 3. Oh, still retain. Got excited for a moment there. Yeah, they're actually stacked with Prentice, aren't they? Because they don't have an individual brigade commander. So they stay under advance. And maybe I should put an advance marker on them or near them, just as a reminder. Okay, so that's the changes. So we're going to activate Miller's brigade first, who's now under attack orders. Okay, we're going to start with the end of the line here. The artillery is going to do a facing change with the infantry and then fire onto this unit here, the 5th Tennessee. So let's just zoom a little bit in so we can see the action a little bit closer. We can even go closer. There we go. All right, so that red one there is for me to know that it's attached to Miller's brigade, but I think we're pretty obvious on that at the moment. Okay, so can I remember which way to turn these correctly? Is it that way? No. All right, so that means when the artillery fire, they get a +2 modifier to the actual shot. Is there anything we want to do with the infantry as well? I mean, we could extend them, but I think we don't want to extend them too far because we'll be then close to that unit. So I think that's fine. So we've got 6 steps of artillery firing, and technically we can fire 1 step of infantry out of that hex. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I'm going to put the little 1 marker just behind. In fact, you know what? I don't need it. Okay. So let's fire the 6 steps of artillery. TBs and H12s at 2 hex range. See that out a little bit. All right. So TBs are 3-inch rifles. That's at 2 hex ranges +2. And H12s at +3. We could fire them combined, and then they'll take the weaker modifier, which would be +2. Or we could fire them separately. Let's fire them separately. All right, so the TBs, first of all, at +2.
I don't know that.
Okay, and it's firing through clear for a change. Okay, and it'll be classed as small on fire. The TB's got 4 steps, so it's at +2. There are no terrain effects. Don't think really much anything else. Oh, and the -2 for changing its facing. Yeah, changing its facing. Okay, so it's a net straight die roll for the TBs. Roll a 0. That's not a good start. 0 with 4 steps. No effect. Basically. Right, the howitzers are at +3. -2, they're at +1. All the firepower went into the howitzers. Okay, so that's 2 steps with a 9. +1. That's a big D on that infantry unit. Didn't like that happen, sir. So that is flipped. Boom. Okay, and then the infantry unit in there's 1 step. They're not going to fire because it's probably roll a 5 and get it ammo out of supply. So we'll leave that as such. Remember that 7 increments can fire out of a hex. Right. Are they going to return fire? Yeah, they are, because they will affect the infantry in the hex. So that's before they get flipped over. They're armed with rifles. The 2 hex range is +1. Or was it +2? No, I'm sure it's +1. Muskets at +2. Yeah, +1. So it's a +1 shot. Again, 7 increments takes us to the 6-8. The shot is not class as disorder because it's happening simultaneously. I think that's the only modifier. It's +1. Okay. A 4 becomes a 5. Okay, there's going to be an unmodified die roll for that with 6 to 8 steps. It's a D +1. Okay. D +1. And there's an extra +1 because it's Union at this time of the morning. The roll of 5 becomes a 6, becomes a 7. They're fine. The Union pass that. Okay, over to the next unit then. What's he going to do? Actually, you know what? I think we're going to move this one. We want to extend its... ideally, I want it in that hex there. And then a facing change. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. So let's see. He gets 1 facing change for free. And I read it wrong there. So that is free. Okay. Then he could change. Yeah, so then do that again. That's 1 movement point. 2.5 movement points. No, wait a minute. He's crossing. This is the terrain. He's sort of going down and up. I think that's free. Okay. And then he gets another free facing change to there. Okay. Then he will fire. Now, can he see that unit? That's going up continuous slope. So the answer to the question, I think, is yes, he can. All right. So he fires with rifled muskets, 2 hex range, +1. However, he's going into the woods and through the woods. That's -1. So it's an overall -1. He rolls a 5, which is the ammo supply. So he now goes low ammo, whereas firing ammo depleted. But that doesn't affect his shot. So I've forgotten the modifiers now. Net -1. Net -1 with 6 to 8 is a little D test. Right, so let's just test him. He's got around 6. He's fine. His return shot, he's also got rifle muskets. He's at +1 for the rifle musket. It's exactly the same. So it's a net -1. His shot is a 7. So it's a little bit more effective. Becomes a 6 on the 6 to 8 column. That's a D +2. Oh dear. Because he's got +2 and he's the Union at this time of the morning. So it's net +3. D +3. 2 + 3 is 5. They pass. Musket fire through the woods. Okay. What's the rest of Miller doing? I think he's going to expand this unit. So where's my expansion markers? Down the side somewhere here. Extended line. He's extending it to the left. There it goes. Let's turn it around. So that means he's got 15 divided by 2. So that is 7.5 increments in each hex, which is not true. He actually has 8 in one and 7 in the other. So he has 7 in this counter and 8 in that counter. So that unit will now fire, and it will fire on this unit, which can't return because it's already fired back at that. You only get 1 return fire per brigade activation. So this is going to be 15. So it's, as I just said, it's 8, which is 7 because you maximum fire out. It's a 6 to 8 anyway. So net again, they've got muskets. Okay. So muskets at 2 hex range is net minus 2, -1, -1. However, there's no terrain, so it's -1, and that's about it. Yeah, that little hut has no effect. Okay, so it's a net minus, no, net +1 for the muskets. Oh, I'll get there in the end. Net -1 for the muskets. No, nothing else in the way. Okay, one's not that good. One with 6 to 8 with -1. It's a D -2. Right, then morale's 5. The roll of 5, take away 2, 3. They're okay. Right. The other part of the unit, this here, will fire onto these, who again can't reply because they've already fired that unit. So this time there are 7 increments, which is exactly the same. However, they are muskets, which is -1. They're firing into the woods, and through the woods is another net minus. So it's net -3 on the shot. Oh, that ammo must be a bit damp. And we'll put him back on that hex there. Okay, so that's Miller's Brigade actually done. So I will give them their activation 1 marker. I'll give him his activation 1 marker. There you go, dude. Right, let's just zoom out a little bit. What we're going to do now. Peabody. His brigade is looking, remember, this is part of his brigade at the present moment. That's a good point. I have to roll for him. Okay, so the 15th MI, that Michigan? Okay. Once it begins, when 15th Michigan begins any activation, unassigned or part of the 6T, which it is, within 5 hexes of and line of sight of an enemy unit, it must pass an unmodified UDD. If it fails, it is immediately removed from the map. Consider returning to the Pittsburgh landing at a rapid pace to pick up ammunition. Once 15 MI is required to roll, it continues to roll with each activation, even not within 5 hexes. So it's got to make that roll because he's definitely within line of sight. So his morale is currently 4, and this is unmodified. 7. No, they make a rapid pace back to Pittsburgh Landing. So I've got to remove it from the board, and I think it comes back around about 2 p.m. At the beginning, after removal, place the unit on the turn track 4 hours later for re-entry. At the beginning of that turn, place it on any hex at the Pittsburgh Landing. Okay. 4 hours later. So we're 9 a.m., so it's 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., 1 p.m. Alt. Okay, so Prentice is a little bit concerned. He's just seen his whole regiment just go whoop, making rapid knots. I'm wondering why they came to the front anyway without any ammo. But things are as they things to be. So let's zoom back in on Prentice. So we could do his cavalry, which we're not giving any change of orders, but let's move them a little bit across. We're activating them. They're still under advance orders. So make sure I press the right button. Hey. All right. 1, 2, yeah. Oh, do I really want to get that close to the artillery? In fact, that would be approach fire if I move into that hex. That artillery can actually fire. So maybe that's not a good idea. So it's 2 movement points so far. Oh, wrong unit highlighted. Oh man. There we go.
Hey, babe.
Okay. Okay, let's continue moving him. That's 4, 5. It's going to be too far from Prentice. He's got 7. Okay, 6 to there. 6. Gets a free facing change. Then 7, 8. Okay. Move his buddy up. Now, that wrong way. 3, then 3. So it's 3, 4. 5. 6. 3. 7. I think I'll have that there, which is moving the movement. Okay, so that's them moved, and that's the cavalry brigade moved, and they're still under advance orders, but they wouldn't change. It'd be nice to see a cavalry charge here, wouldn't it? But now, if this field, if the Confederate want to contest it, we have potential of cavalry charges there over open ground. Right, and that leaves Peabody's brigade. It's disordered. It's the only unit of the brigade. It's spread out. It's a big unit. I mean, how many steps have got left? 15. So there's 5 increments in each hex. Let's try and rally it. Okay, so it's a G4. Peabody adds 1. Union at this time of the day is -1. So it's a straight. It needs 4 or less. There's a 50-50 to actually rally. Roll the 7. No, not interested. Oh, okay. And that's it. What are we going to do with Prentice himself? He wants to be within command range of the cavalry, but also Miller, who's out of command. So I think we're going to move Prentice and let him join Peabody. Hopefully they'll go again before the Confederates in that area. Okay, let's clear up that. Yeah, I think that will do. All right, let's go to the... Do we go to the Kepi? Yeah, okay. The draw pool. All right, where are we? There it is. So Prentice is done. The next one up is... Oh, it's Confederate. Ruggles. That's directly facing good old Mr. Sherman, isn't it? There he is. Okay. I think we'll leave that for the next video. As I said, I'm trying to keep these quite short. I don't want to go on for hours and hours and hours and hours. So yeah, let's call that a wrap for this one. Let's go back up to the top. Okay, so a little bit of engagement there with Miller's brigade. Part of Peabody's command just buggers off back to Pittsburgh Landing, and the cavalry refusing to change but have moved now into a field, so if they can charge, that'll aid the effect of the charge if necessary. Remember, the cavalry can't dismount in this battle. So that's it. Ruggles up next. Hope you enjoyed what we did. Remember to do the like, subscribe, and any comments much appreciated. But until next time, play games, have fun, bye internet.